by the grace of God, King of England and Lord of Ireland.
My father is deceased. Come, Gaveston, and share the kingdom with thy dearest friend. Ah, words that make me surfeit with delight. What greater bliss can hap to Gaveston than live and be the favourite of a king? Sweet prince, I come. These thy amorous lines might have enforced me to have swum from France, and like Leander, gasped upon the sand, so thou wouldst smile and take me in thine arms. The sight of London, to my exiled eyes, is as Elysium to a new-come soul. Not that I love the city, or the men, but that it harbours him I hold so dear. The king, upon whose bosom let me die, and with the world be still at enmity. Farewell, base stooping to the lordly peers. My knees shall bow to none but to the king. How now? What are these?
Such as desire your worship's service.
And what canst thou do?
I can ride.
You can ride, but I have no horse. And what art thou? A traveller? Let me see. Thou wouldst do well to wait at my trencher and tell me lies at dinner time. And as I like you discoursing, I'll have you. And what art thou?
A soldier that has served against the Scot.
Why, there are hospitals for such as you. I have no laws, therefore, sir, be gone.
Farewell, and perish by a soldier's hand that was to reward them with an hospital.
Aye, these words of his move me as much as if a goose should play the porcupine and dart at moons, thinking to pierce my breast. But yet, 'tis no pain to speak men fair. I'll flatter these and make them live in hope. You know that I came lately out of France, and have not yet viewed my lord the king. If I speed well, I'll entertain you all.
Thank you.
I have some business, leave me to myself.
We'll wait here.
Yes, do. These are no men for me. I must have wanton poets, pleasant wits, musicians, that with touching of a string may draw the pliant king which way I please. Music and poetry is his delight. Therefore, I'll have Italian masks by night, sweet speeches, comedies, pleasing shows. Such things as these best please his majesty.
Lancaster!
My lord, that Earl of Lancaster do I abhor.
Will you not grant me this? In spite of them, I'll have my will, and these two Mortimers that cross me thus shall know I am displeased.
If you love us, my lord, hate Gaveston.
That villain Mortimer, I'll be his death.
Mine uncle here, this Earl, and I myself, was sworn to your father at his death that he should ne'er return into the realm. And know, my lord, ere I should break my oath, this sword of mine that should offend your foes shall sleep within the scabbard of thy need. And underneath thy banner march you will, for Mortimer will hang his armour.
Well, Mortimer, I'll make thee rue these words. Beseems it thee to contradict thy king. I will have Gaveston, and you shall know what danger 'tis to stand against your king.
My lord, well, why do you thus incense your peers, that naturally would love and honour you, but for this base and obscure Gaveston? 4 earldoms have I besides Lancaster,
Derby, Salisbury, Lincoln, Leicester. These will I sell to give my soldiers pay, ere Gaveston shall stay within the realm. Therefore, my lord, if he be come, expel him straight.
Barons, earls, your pride had made me mute. Now I'll speak, and to the proof I hope. Dare you brave the king into his face? Brother, revenge it. Let these their heads preach upon poles for trespass of their tongues.
Our heads!
Yours, and therefore I would wish you grant.
Bridle thy anger, gentle Mortimer.
I cannot, nor I will not. I must speak. Cousin, our hands, I hope, will fence our heads, and strike off his that makes you threaten us. Come, uncle, let us leave the brain-sick king, and henceforth parley with our naked swords.
Welsh, we have men enough to save our heads.
Adieu, my lord, and either change your mind, or look to see the throne where you should sit to float in blood, and at thy wanton head, the glozing head of thy base minion throne.
I cannot brook these haughty menaces. Am I a king, and must be overruled? Brother, display my ensigns in the field. I'll bandy with the barons and the earls, and either die or live with Gaveston.
I can no longer keep you from my lord.
What? Gaveston! Welcome! Kiss not my hand. Embrace me, as I do thee. Why shouldst thou live? Knowest thou not who I am? Thy friend, thyself, another Gaveston.
And since I went from thence, no soul in hell had felt more torment than poor Gaveston.
I know it. Brother, welcome home, my friend. Now let the treacherous Mortimers conspire, and that high-minded Earl of Lancaster. I have my wish, in that I joy thy sight, and sooner shall the sea o'erwhelm my land than bear the ship that shall transport thee hence. I here create thee Lord High Chamberlain, Chief Secretary to the State, and me, Earl of Cornwall, King and Lord of man.
My lord, these titles far exceed my worth.
Brother, the least of these well suffice one of greater birth than Gaveston. Cease, brother, for I cannot brook these words. Thy worth, sweet friend, is far above my gift, and therefore, to equal it, receive my heart. Fear'st thou thy person, thou shalt have a guard. Want'st thou gold? Go to my treasury, wouldst thou be loved and feared. Receive my seal. Save or condemn, and in our name command whatso thy mind affects or fancy likes.
Shall suffice to enjoy your love, which whiles I have, I think myself as great as Caesar riding in the Roman streets, with captive kings and his triumphant car.
Whither goes my Lord of Coventry so fast?
To celebrate your father's exequies. Is that wicked Gaveston returned?
Aye, priest, and lives to be revenged on thee that were the only cause of his exile.
'Tis true. And for reverence of these roads, thou shouldst not plod 1 foot beyond this place.
I did no more than I was bound to do. And Gaveston, unless thou be reclaimed, as then I did incense the Parliament, so will I now, and thou shalt back to France.
Saving your reverence, you must pardon me.
Throw off his golden mitre, rent his stone, and in the channel, christen him anew.
Brother, lay not violent hands on him. He'll complain to the See of Rome.
Let him complain unto the sea of hell. I'll be revenged on him for my exile.
No! Spare his life, but seize upon his goods. Be thou Lord Bishop, and receive his rents. Here, I give him thee. Use him as thou wilt.
He shall to prison, and there die in box.
Aye, to the Tower, the Fleet, or where thou wilt.
For this outrage be thou accursed of God.
Who's there? Convey this priest to the Tower.
On your feet, my lord! On your feet!
My lord, I protest!
Meanwhile,
protest!
take him and take possession of his house and goods. Come, follow me, and thou shalt have my guard to see it done and bring thee safe again.
'Tis true. The bishop is in the tower, and goods and body given to Gaveston. What? Will they turn out upon the church? Our wicked king and cursed Gaveston. This ground is comforted by their steps. Shall be their timeless sepulchre, or mine.
Well, let that peevish Frenchman guard him sure. Unless his breast be sword-proof, he shall die.
How now? Why droops the Earl of Lancaster?
Wherefore is Guy of Warwick discontent?
The villain Gaveston is made an earl.
An Earl?
Aye. And besides, Lord Chamberlain of the realm. And Secretary too. And Lord of Man.
May not, nor will we not suffer this.
Why post we not from hence to levy men?
My lord of Cornwall now at every word. Thus arm in arm the king and he doth march. Nay more, the guard upon his lordship waits. And all the court begin to flatter him. Thus leaning on the shoulder of the king, he nods and scorns and smiles at those that pass.
But no man take exceptions at the slave.
All stomach him, but none dare speak a word.
Ah, that bewrays their baseness, Lancaster. We're all the earls and barons of my might. We'll hail him from the bosom of the king, and at the court gate hang our presents up.
Here comes my lord of Canterbury's race. His countenance bewrays. He is displeased.
First were his sacred garments rent and torn. Then laid they violent hands upon him. Next, himself imprisoned and his goods seized.
My lord, will you take arms against the king?
What need I? God himself is up in arms when violence is offered to the church.
Then will you join with us that be his peers to banish or behead that Gaveston?
What else, my lords, for it concerns me near? The bishopric of Coventry is his. But hear me speak. We and the rest that are his councillors will meet, and with a general consent, confirm his banishment with our hands and seals.
What we confirm, the king will frustrate.
Then we may lawfully revolt from him.
But say, my lord, where shall this meeting be?
At the new temple.
Content.
Come then, let's await.
Madam, whither goes your majesty so fast?
Unto the forest, gentle Mortimer, to live in grief and baleful discontent. For now the Lord my king regards me not, but dotes upon the love of Gaveston. He claps his cheeks and hangs about his neck, smiles in his face, and whispers in his ear. And when I come he frowns, as who should say, go whither thou wilt, saying I have Gaveston.
Madam, return unto the court again. That sly, inveigling Frenchman we'll exile or lose our lives. And yet, ere that day come, the king shall lose his crown, for we have power and courage too, to be revenged at full. Madam, Farewell.
Farewell, sweet Mortimer, and for my sake, forbear to levy arms against the king.
Aye, if words will serve. If not, I must.
Here is the form of Galveston's exile. May it please your lordships to subscribe your names.
Give me the paper.
Quick, quick, my lord. I long to write my name. But I long more to see him banished hence.
The name of Mortimer shall fright the king, and let he be declined from that base peasant.
What? Are you moved that Gaveston sits here? It is our pleasure. We will have it so.
Your grace does well to place him by your side. For nowhere else is the new Earl so safe.
What man of noble birth can brook this sight? See what a scornful glance the peasant casts.
Can kingly lions fawn on creeping ants?
Ignoble vassal, that like Phaeton aspirest unto the guidance of the sun.
Their downfall is at hand, their force is down. We will not be thus faced and overpeered.
Lay hands on that traitor Mortimer.
Lay hands on that traitor Gaveston.
Aye,
Is this the duty you owe your king?
we know our duties. Let him know his peers.
Whither will you bear him? Stay, or he shall die.
We are traitors. Therefore, threaten not.
No, my lord, threaten not, but pay them home. Were I a king,
Thou villain, wherefore talkst thou of a king, that hardly art a gentleman by birth?
Were he a peasant, being my minion, I'll make the proudest of you stoop to him.
My lord, you may not thus disparage us. Away I say, Lord Gaveston. Aye.
my lord, away, my lord.
Then lay violent hands upon your king. Here, Mortimer, sit down in Edward's throne. Warwick and Lancaster, wear you my crown. Was ever king thus overruled as I?
Learn then to rule us better. And the realm.
What we have done, our heart's blood shall maintain.
Think you that we can brook this upstart pride?
Anger and wrathful fury stops my speech.
Why are you moved? Be patient, my lord, and see what we, your councillors, have done.
My lords, let us now all be resolute, and either have our wills or lose our lives.
Aren't you for this? Proud, over-daring peers.
You know that I am legate to the Pope. On your allegiance to the See of Rome, subscribe as we have done to his exile.
Curse him if he refuse, and then we may depose him and elect another king.
There it goes. But yet I will not yield. Curse me, depose me, do the worst you can.
Then linger not, my lord, but do it straight.
Remember how the bishop was abused? Either banish him that was the cause thereof, or I will presently discharge these lords of duty and allegiance due to thee.
It boots me not to threat. I must speak fair. The legate of the Pope will be obeyed. My lord, you shall be Chancellor of the realm. Thou, Lancaster, High Admiral of our fleet. Young Mortimer and his uncle shall be earls. And you, Lord Warwick, President of the North. And thou, of Wales. If this content you not, make several kingdoms of this monarchy, and share them equally amongst you all, so I may have some nook and corner left to frolic my dearest Gaveston.
Nothing shall alter us. We are resolved.
Come, subscribe.
Why should you love him who the world hates so?
Because he loves me more than all the world. None but rude and savage-minded men would seek the ruin of my garrison. You that are noble-born should pity him.
You that are princely born should shake him off. For shame, subscribe and let the lamb depart.
Urge him, my lord.
Are you content to banish him the realm?
I see I must, and therefore am content. Instead of ink, I'll write it with my tears.
The king is lovesick for his minion.
It is done. And now, a curse in hand, fall off.
Give it me. I'll have it published in the streets.
I'll see him presently dispatched away.
Now is my heart at ease.
So is mine.
This will be good news to the consort.
Be that or no, he shall not linger here. How fast they run to banish him I love. They would not stir while it could do me good. If I be king, not one of them shall live.
My lord, I hear it whispered everywhere that I am banished and must flee the land.
It is true, sweet Gaveston. Oh, were it false. The legate of the Pope will have it so, and thou must hence, or I shall be deposed. But I will reign to be revenged of them, and therefore, sweet friend, take it patiently. Live where thou wilt, I'll send thee gold enough, and long thou shalt not stay, or if thou dost, I'll come to thee. My love will ne'er decline.
Is all my hope turned to this hell of grief?
Rend not my heart with thy too piercing words. Thou from this land, I from myself am banished.
To go from hence does not grieve poor Gaveston, but to forsake you, in whose gracious looks the blessedness of Gaveston remains. For nowhere else seeks he felicity.
And only this torments my wretched soul, that whether I will or no, thou must depart. Be governor of Ireland in my stead, and there abide till fortune call thee home. Here, take my picture, and let me wear thine. Oh, would I might keep thee here as I do this. Happy were I, but now, most miserable.
Something to be pitied of a king.
Thou shalt not hence. I'll hide thee, Gaveston.
I shall be found, and then 'twill grieve me more.
Kind words and mutual talk makes our grief greater. And therefore, with double embracement, let us part. Stay. Gaveston, I cannot leave thee thus.
For every look my lord drops down a tear. Seeing I must go, do not renew my sorrow.
The time is little that thou hast to stay, and therefore give me leave to look my fill. But come, sweet friend, I'll bear thee on thy way.
The peers will run.
I pass not for their anger. Come, let's go. Would that we might as well return as go.
Whither goes my lord?
Fawn not on me. French strumpet, get thee gone.
On whom but on my husband should I fall?
On Mortimer and gentle queen, with whom I say no more. Judge you the rest, my lord.
In saying thou this, thou wrongest me, Gaveston. It's not enough that thou corrupts my lord, and after abhorred to his affections, but thou must call mine honour thus in question.
I mean not so, your grace must pardon me.
Thou art too familiar with that Mortimer, and by thy means is Gaveston exiled. But I would wish thee reconcile the lords, or thou shalt ne'er be reconciled to me.
Oh, your highness knows it lies not in my power.
away then. Touch me not. Come, Gaveston.
Villain, 'tis thou that robs me of my lord.
Madam, it is you that rob me of my lord.
Speak not unto her. Let her droop and die.
Oh, wherein, my lord, have I deserved these words? Witness the tears that Isabella sheds. Witness this heart that sighing for thee breaks. Oh, how dear my lord is to poor Isabel.
And witness heaven how dear thou art to me. There weep, for till my Gaveston be repealed, assure thyself thou comest not in my sight.
Miserable and distressed queen, would, when I left sweet France and was about, that charming Circe walking on the waves had changed my shape. For at the marriage day, the cup of Hymen had been filled with poison, or with those arms that twined about my neck I had been strangled, and not lived to see the king, my lord, thus to abandon me. I must entreat him. I must speak him fair, and be a means to call home Gaveston. And yet he'll ever dote on Gaveston, and so am I, forever miserable.
Look where the sister of the King of France stands, wringing of her hands and beats her breast.
The king, I fear, hath ill entreated her.
Hard is the heart that injures such a saint. I know 'tis long of Gaveston she weeps.
Why, he is gone.
Madam, how fares your grace?
Ah, Mortimer, now breaks the king's hate forth, and he confesseth that he loves me not.
Cry quittance, madam, then, and love not him.
Never, rather would I die 1,000 deaths. But yet I love in vain. He'll ne'er love me.
Fear not, madam. Now his minion's gone, his want evil will be quickly left.
Oh, never, Lancaster. I am enjoined to sue unto you all for his repeal.
What?
This wills my lord, and this must I perform, or else be banished from his highness' presence.
For his repeal. Madam, he comes not back unless the sea casts up his shipwrecked body.
And to behold so sweet a sight as that, there's none here but would run his horse to death.
But madam, would you have us call him home?
Aye, Mortimer, for till he be restored, the angry king hath banished me the court. And therefore, as thou lovest and tenderest me, be thou my advocate unto these peers.
What? Would you have me plead for Gaveston?
Plead for him he that will. I am resolved.
Aye, so am I. My lord, dissuade the queen.
Oh, Lancaster, let him dissuade the king, for 'tis against my will he should return.
Then speak not for him, let the peasant go.
'Tis for myself I speak, and not for him.
No speaking will prevail, therefore cease.
Madam, forbear to angle for the fish which, being caught, strikes him that takes it dead. I mean that wild torpedo Gaveston, that even now I hope floats on the Irish seas.
Sweet Mortimer, walk with me a while, and I will tell thee reasons of such weight as thou wilt soon subscribe to his repeal.
It is impossible. But speak your mind.
Then, thus, but none shall hear it but ourselves.
My lords, albeit the queen win Mortimer, you be resolute and hold with me.
Not I, against my nephew.
Well, fear not. The Queen's words cannot alter him.
No, True, but mark how earnestly she pleads. Aye. See how coldly his looks make denial. She smiles. Now, all my life, his mind is changed.
I'd rather lose his friendship, aye, than grant. Well, of necessity, it must be so. My lords and I of Moor-based Gaveston, I hope your honours make no question. And though I plead for his repeal, 'tis not for his sake, but for our avail. Nay, for the realm's behoof, and for the king's.
Fie, Mortimer! Dishonour not thyself. Can this be true? It was good to banish him, aye. And is this true to bring him home again? Such reason makes white black and dark night day.
My lord of Lancaster, mark the respect.
In no respect can contraries be true.
Yet, good my lord, hear what he can allege.
All that he speaks is nothing. We are resolved.
Do you not wish that Gaveston were dead?
I hope he were.
Why then, my lord, but give me leave to speak.
But nephew, do not play the sophister.
This which I urge is of a burning zeal, to mend the king and do our country good. Know you not that Gaveston hath store of gold, which may in Ireland purchase him such friends as he may affront the mightiest of us all? And whereas he may live and be beloved, 'tis hard for us to work his overthrow.
Mark you with that, my lord of Lancaster.
But were he here, detested as he is, how easily might some base slave be suborned to greet his lordship with a poignard, and not so much as blame the murderer, but rather praise him for the brave attempt?
He saith true. But why was this not done before?
Because, my lords, it was not thought upon. Nay, more, when he knows it lies in us to banish him and then to call him home, 'twill make him veil the top flag of his pride and fear to offend the meanest noble.
But nephew, what if he do know?
Then may we with some colour rise in arms. For howsoever we have borne it out, 'tis treason to be up against the king. So shall we have the people of our side. And when the commons and nobles join, 'tis not the king can buckler Gaveston. We'll pull him from the strongest hold he hath. My lords, if to perform this I be slack, think me as base a groom as Gaveston.
On that condition, Lancaster will grant. And so will Pembroke. And I.
And I.
In this I count me highly gratified, and Mortimer shall rest at your command.
And when this favour Isabel forgets, then let her live abandoned and forlorn. Oh, but see, in happy time my lord the king, having brought the Earl of Cornwall on his way, is new returned. This news will glad him much.
He's gone, and for his absence, thus I mourn. If ever sorrow goes so near my heart, that the want of my sweet Gaveston.
My lord, I come to bring you news.
That you have parted with your Mortimer.
That Gaveston, my lord, shall be repealed.
Repealed? 'Tis too sweet to be true.
But will you love me if you find it so?
If it be so, what will not be good?
Aye, for Gaveston, but not for Isabel.
For thee, fair queen, if thou lovest Gaveston, I'll hang a golden tongue about thy neck, seeing thou hast pleaded with so good success.
No other jewels hang about my neck than these, my lord, nor let me have more wealth than I may fetch from this rich treasury. Oh, how a kiss revives poor Isabel.
Give me thy hand, and let this be a second marriage betwixt thyself and me.
And may it prove more happy than the first. My gracious lord, bespeak these nobles fair that wait attendance for a gracious look, and on their knees salute your majesty.
Courageous Lancaster, embrace thy king, and as gross maidens perish by the sun, even so let hatred by thy sovereign smile. Live thou with me as my companion.
Such salutation overjoys my heart.
Warwick shall be my chiefest counsellor. Chide me, sweet Warwick, if I go astray.
Slay me, your grace, if I offend my lord.
In solemn triumphs and in public shows, Pembroke shall bear the sword before the king.
With this sword, Pembroke will fight for you.
But wherefore walks young Mortimer aside? Be thou commander of our royal fleet, or if that lofty office like thee not, I make thee here Lord Marshal of the realm.
My lord, I'll marshal so as your enemies, as England quiet and you safe.
And as for you, Lord Mortimer of Chirk, whose great achievements in our foreign wars deserves no commonplace nor mean reward, be thou the general of the levied troops that now are ready to assail the Scots.
In this your grace hath highly honoured me, for with my nature war doth best agree.
Now is the King of England rich and strong, having the love of his renown and peers.
Aye, Isabel. There was my heart so light. Clerk of the Crown, direct our Lord forth for Gaveston, to Ireland. Beaumont fly as fast as Iris or Jove's Mercury.
It shall be done, my gracious lord.
Lord Mortimer, we leave you to your charge. Now let us in and feast it royally against our friend, the Earl of Cornwall Counties. We'll have a general tilt and tournament, and then his marriage shall be solemnized. For what you not, that we have made him sure unto our cousin, the Earl of Gloucester's heir.
Such news we hear, my lord.
That day, if not for him, yet for my sake, spared for no cost, we will requite your love.
In this or aught, your highness shall command us.
Thanks, gentle Warwick. Now let's in and revel.
Nephew, I must to Scotland, thou stayest here. Leave now to oppose thyself against the king. Thou seest that he is mild and calm, and so, without control, let him have his will. The mightiest kings have had their meanings. Great Alexander loved Hephaestion. The conquering Hercules for Hylas wept, and for Patronus stern Achilles drooped. So let his grace, whose youth is flexible and promiseth anything that we may wish, freely enjoy his vain white-headed earl. For riper years will wean him from such toils.
Uncle, his wanton humour grieves not me, but this I scorn, that one so basely born should by his sovereign's favour grow so pert and rioted with the treasure of the realm, while soldiers mutiny for want of pay. He wears a short Italian cloak, larded with pearls, and in his Tuscan cap a jewel of more value than the crown. Whilst others walk below, the king and he from window up above laugh at such as we, and flout our train and jest at our attire. Uncle, 'tis this that makes me impatient.
But nephew, don't you see that the king is changed?
Then so am I, and live to do him service. But whilst I have a sword, a hand, a heart, I'll not yield to any such upstart. You know my mind. Come, let's away.
nobles dost thou mean to serve?
Not Mortimer. Nor any of his side. The king and he are enemies. Baldock learned this of me. Factious lord shall hardly do himself good, much less us. But he that hath the favour of the king may with one word advance us while we live. The liberal Earl of Cornwall is the man on whose good fortune Spencer's hope depends.
What? Mean you then to be his follower?
No, his companion. For he loves me well, and would once have preferred me to the king.
But he is banished. There's small hope of him.
I fought a while for Baldock. Mark the end. A friend told me in secrecy that he's repealed and sent for backing. And even now a post comes from the court, a letter to Our Lady from the king. And as she reads, she smiles, which makes me think it is about her lover, Gareth.
'Tis like enough, for since he was exiled, she neither walks abroad nor comes in sight. But I had thought that the match had been broke off, and that his banishment had changed the mind.
Our Lady's first love is not wavering. My life for thine shall have Gaveston.
Then hope I, by her means, to be preferred, having read unto her since you were a child.
Then, Baldock, you must cast off the scholar and learn to court it like a gentleman. You must be proud, bold, pleasant, resolute, and now and then starve as occasion serves.
Leave off this jesting. Here my lady comes.
His grief for his exile was not so much as the joy of his returning home. This letter came from my sweet Gaveston. What needst thou, Lord, thus to excuse thyself? I know thou couldst not visit me. I will not long be from thee, though I die. Oh, this argues the entire love of my Lord. When I forsake thee, death seize on my heart. But rest ye here, where Gaveston shall sleep. Now, the letter of the Lord my King. He wills me to repair unto the court and meet my Gaveston. Why do I stay, seeing that he talks thus of my marriage day?
My lady.
Oh, who's there? Bulldog, see that my coach be ready, I must hence.
It shall be done, madam.
And meet me at the Park Dale presently. Spellet, stay your bearing company, for I have joyful news to tell you. My lord of Cornwall is coming over, and will be at the court as soon as we.
I knew the king would have him home again.
If all things work out as I hope they will, thy service, Spencer, shall be thought upon.
I humbly thank your ladyship.
Come, lead the way, I long till I am there.
The wind is good. I wonder why he stays. I fear me he is wrecked upon the sea.
My lord,
Hamlet, what news? Is Gaveston arrived?
Nothing but Gaveston. What means your grace? You have matters of more weight to think upon. The King of France sets foot in Normandy.
A trifle. We'll expel him when we please.
Oh, look where his lordship comes.
Thank Gaveston. Welcome to Tynemouth. Welcome to thy friend. Thy absence made me droop and pine away. And now thy sight is sweeter far than was thy parting hence.
Sweet lord and king, your speech prevented mine, yet have I words left to express my joy. The shepherd, nipped with biting winter's rage, frolics not more to see the painted spring as I do to behold your majesty.
Will none of you salute my Gaveston?
Salute him? Why? Yes. Welcome, Lord Chamberlain.
Welcome is the good Earl of Cornwall.
Welcome, Lord Governor of the Isle of Man.
Welcome, Master Secretary.
Brother, do you hear them? Still, these earls and barons use me thus.
Base, leaden earls, the glory in your birth. Go sit at home and eat your tenant's beef, and come not here to scoff at Gaveston, whose mounting thoughts did never creep so low as to bestow a look on such as you. Yet I disdain not to do this for you.
Treason! Treason! Where's the traitor?
There! The life of me shall salve this foul disgrace.
Villain, thy life, unless I miss my name.
Convey hence Gaveston, they'll murder him.
Away, my lord.
Dear shall you both abide this riotous deed. Out of my presence! Come not near the court.
I'll not be barred the court for Gaveston.
We'll hail him by the ear into the block.
Look to your own heads. His is sure enough.
Look to your own crown if you back him thus. Warwick, whose words will become your ears.
Nay, all of them conspire to cross me thus. Come, Edmund, let's away and levy men. 'Tis war that must abate these barons' pride.
Let's to our castles, for the king is moved.
Moved may he be, and perish in his wrath.
Come. There is no dealing with him now. He means to make us stoop by force of arms. And therefore, let us jointly here protest to prosecute that Gaveston to the death.
By heaven, the abject villain shall not live.
I'll have his blood, or die in seeking it.
The like oath Pembroke takes.
So doth Lancaster. Now, send your heralds to defy the king, and make the people swear to put him down.
Letters? From whence?
Scotland, my lord.
And now, cousin, how fares all our friends?
Mine uncle's taken prisoner by the Scots.
Well, having ransomed, man, be of good cheer.
They rate his ransom at £5,000. Who should defray the money but the king, seeing he has taken in his horse? I'll to the king.
Do, cousin, I'll bear thee company.
Meantime, my lord of Pembroke and myself will to Newcastle here and gather head.
About it then, and we will follow you.
Be resolute, full of secrecy. I warrant you.
Cousin, and if he not ransom him, I'll thunder such a peal into his ears as never did subject unto his king.
Aye, content. I'll bear my part. Oh, who's there?
Aye, marry. Such a guard as this doth well.
Lead on the way.
Whither will your lordships?
Whither else but to the king?
His Highness is disposed to be alone.
Why, so he may be. But we will speak with him.
You may not in, my lord.
May we not?
You may not in,
my lord!
What noise is this? Who have we there? It's you.
Nay, stay, my lord. I come to bring you news. Mine uncle's taken prisoner by the Scots.
Then ransom him.
'Twas in your wars. You should ransom him.
And you shall ransom him, or else.
Mortimer, you will not threaten him.
We never beg, but use such prayers as these.
Shall I still be haunted thus?
Nay, now you're here alone, I'll speak my mind.
Aye, so shall I. And then, my lord, farewell.
The idle triumphs, masks, lascivious shows, and prodigal gifts bestowed on Gaveston have drawn thy treasure dry and made thee weak.
Look for rebellion. Look to be deposed. Thy garrisons are beaten out of France, and lame and poor lie groaning at the gates. The wild O'Neill, with scores of Irish Kurds, live unopposed within the English pale. And to the walls of York the Scots made road, and unresisted drave away rich spoils.
The haughty Dane commands the narrow seas, while in the harbour rides thy ships, unrigged.
What foreign prince sends thee ambassadors?
Who loves thee but a sort of flatterers?
Our gentle queen, sole sister to Valois, complains that thou hast left her all forlorn.
Thy court is naked, being bereft of those that makes a king seem glorious to the world. I mean the peers, whom thou shouldst dearly love. Libels are cast against thee in the street, ballads and rhymes made of thy overthrow.
The northern borders, seeing their houses burned, their wives and children slain, ran up and down cursing the name of thee and Gaveston.
When wert thou in the field with banner spread?
Aye.
But once. And then thy soldiers marched like players with garish robes, not armour. And thyself, bedaubed with gold, rode laughing at the rest, nodding and shaking of thy spangled crest, where women's favours hung like Claydon's down.
If ye be moved, revenge it as you can. Look next to see us with our ensigns spread!
My swelling heart for very anger breaks! How oft have I been baited by these peers and dare not be revenged, for their power is great. But shall the crowing of these cockerels affright a lion? Unfold thy paws, and let their life blood slake thy fury's hunger. If I be cruel and grow tyrants, now let them hang themselves, and rue too late.
My lord, see your love for Gaveston will be the ruin of the realm and you. Now the wrathful nobles threaten wars. So therefore, brother, banish him forever.
Art thou an enemy to my Gaveston?
Aye, and it grieves me that I favoured him.
Traitor, be gone. Whine thou with Morton.
Oh, so will I, rather than with Gaveston.
Out of my presence, and trouble me no.
No marvel thou, thy scorn thy noble peers, when I, thy brother, am rejected thus.
Away! Poor Gaveston, thou hast no friend but me. Do what they can. We'll live in time out here. And so I walk with him about the walls. What care I if the earls begirt us round? But here comes she that's cause of all these jars.
My lord, 'tis thought the earls are up in arms.
Aye, 'tis likewise thought you favour him.
Thus, do you still suspect me without cause?
Sweetheart, speak more kindly to the queen.
My lord, dissemble with her. Speak her fair.
Ah, sweet, I forgot myself.
Your pardon is quickly got of Isabel.
The younger Mortimer is grown so brave that to my face he threatens civil wars.
Why do you not commit him to the tower?
I dare not, for the people love him well.
I will have to make him belly away.
Would he and Lancaster had both caroused a bowl of poison to each other's healths. But let them go. And tell me, what are these?
Two of my father's servants, once he lived. May I please your grace to entertain them now?
Tell me, where wast thou born? What is thine arms?
My name is Baldock, and my gentry I fetched from Oxford, not from Heraldry.
The fitter art thou, Baldock, for my turn. Then wait on me, and thou see thou shalt not want.
I humbly thank you, Majesty.
Knowest thou him, Gaveston?
Aye, my lord. His name is Spencer. He is well alive. For my sake, let him wait upon your grace. Scarce shall you find a man of more desert.
Then Spencer, wait upon me, and for his sake I'll grace thee with a higher style ere long.
No greater title happens upon me than to be favoured of your majesty.
Cousin, this day shall be thy marriage feast, and Gaveston, think that I love thee well, to wed thee to our niece, the only heir unto the Earl of Gloucester, late deceased.
I know, my lord, many will stomach me, but I respect neither their love nor their hate.
The headstrong baron shall not limit me. He that I list to favour shall be great. Come, let's away. And when the marriage ends, have at the rebels and their cutlasses.
My lords, of love to this, our native land, I come to join with you and leave the king. And in your quarrel, at the ram's behoof, will be the first that shall adventure life.
But what's the reason you should leave him now?
I fear me was sent with policy to undermine this show of love.
He is your brother. Therefore have we cause to cast the worst and doubt of your revolt. I honour to be the hostage of my truth. If that will not suffice, then farewell, my lord.
Stay. Never was Plantagenet false of his word, and therefore trust we thee.
Oh, now, my lords, know this, that Gaveston has secretly arrived, and here in time with frolics with the king. Let us with these our followers scale the walls, and suddenly surprise them unawares.
I'll give the onset.
And I'll follow thee.
This tattered ensign of mine ancestors, which swept the desert shore of that Dead Sea whereof we got the name of Mortimer, will I advance upon these castle walls. Drums, strike alarum, raise them from their sport, and ring aloud the knell of Gaveston.
None be so hardy as to touch the king, but neither spare you Gaveston, or his friends.
Oh, tell me, Spencer, where is Gaveston?
I think he's slain, my lord.
Here he comes. The Earls have got the hold. Take shipping and away to Scarborough. Spencer and I will post away by land.
Stay, my lord, they will not injure you.
I will not trust them, Gaveston. Away.
Farewell, my lord.
Farewell, lady.
Farewell, sweet uncle, till we meet again.
Farewell, sweet Gaveston. And farewell, niece.
No farewell to poor Isabel, thy queen?
Yes. Yes, for Mortimer, thy lover's sake.
Heavens can witness I love none but you!
I wonder how he escaped.
Who's this? The Queen!
I, Mortimer, the miserable queen, whose pining heart her inward sighs have blasted, and body with continual mourning wasted. These hands are tired with hailing of my lord from Gaveston, from wicked Gaveston, and all in vain, for when I speak him fair, he turns away and smiles upon his minions.
Cease to lament and tell us, where's the king?
What would you with the king? Is 't him you seek?
No, madam. Far be it from the thought of Lancaster to offer violence to his sovereign. We would but rid the realm of Gaveston. Tell us where he remains, and he shall die.
He's gone by water unto Scarborough. Pursue him quickly, and you cannot fail. The king hath left him, and his train is small.
No time to see Lancaster, let's march!
How comes it that the king of these parts?
That this your army, going several ways, might be of lesser force, and with the power that he intendeth presently to raise, be easily suppressed, and therefore be gone.
Here in the river lies a Flemish hoy. Let's all aboard and follow him amain.
With the bears in hence will fill our sails. Come, aboard! 'Tis been an hour's sailing.
Madam, stay you within this castle here.
No, Mortimer, I'll to my lord the king.
Nay, rather sail with us to Scarborough.
You know, the king is so suspicious, as if he hear I have but talked with you, mine honour will be called in question. Therefore, gentle Mortimer, be gone.
Madam, I cannot stay to answer you. but think of Mortimer as he deserves.
So well hast thou deserved, sweet Mortimer, as Isabel could live with thee forever. In vain I look for love at Edward's hand, whose eyes are fixed on none but Gaveston. Yet, once more, I'll importune him with prayers. If he be strange, and not regard my words, my son and I will over into France, and to the king my brother there complain how Gaveston hath robbed me of his love. But yet I hope my sorrows will have end, and Gaveston this blessed day be slain.
My lord, Gaveston is here!
Yet, lusty lords, have I escaped your hands, your threats, your alarms, and your hot pursuits. And though divorced from King Edward's eyes, yet live and Piers of Gaveston unsurprised, breathing in hope to see his royal sovereign once again.
Fine, soldiers! Take away his weapons!
Thou proud disturber of thy nation's peace, corrupter of thy king, cause of these broils, base flatterer yield. And were it not for shame and dishonour to a soldier's name, upon my weapon's point here shouldst thou fall, and welter in thy gore.
Monster of men, look for no other fortune here but death. King Edward is not here to buckler thee.
Lancaster, why talks thou to the slave? Go, soldier, take him hence, for by thy sword his head shall off. Gaveston, short warning shall serve thy turn. It is our country's cause that here severely we will execute upon thy person. Hang him in a bound, my lord, gather him away. But for thou wert the favourite of the king, thou shalt have so much honour in our hands.
Thank you all, my lords. And I perceive that heading is one, hanging is the other, and death is all.
My lord,
Now, my Lord of Arundel,
my lord, King Edward reached all by me.
Arundel, say your message.
His Majesty, hearing that you were taken, Gaveston, entreated you by me that but he may see him before he dies. For why, he says, and sent you word, he knows that dying shall. And he will gratify his grace so far, he will be mindful of the courtesy.
Renowned Edward, how thy name revives poor Gaveston.
No, indeed it not. Arundel, we will gratify the king. In other matters, he must pardon us in this.
Thus we'll gratify the king. We'll send his head by thee. Let him bestow his tears on the lads.
My lords, it is his Majesty's request. And in the honour of the king, he swears he will but talk with him and send him back.
When? Can you tell? Arundel, no. For we want that Gaveston will, if he sees him once, violate any promise to possess him.
Then, if you will not trust his grace in keeping, my lords, I will be pledged for his return.
It is honourable in thee to offer this, but for we know thou art a gentleman, we will not wrong thee so, to make away a true man for a thief.
How meanest thou, Mortimer? That is over base.
Away, base brute, robber of king's renown, question with thy companions and mates.
My lord Mortimer, and you, my lords, each one, to gratify the king's request therein, touching the sending of this Gaveston. Because the king so earnestly desires to see the man before his death, I will, upon mine honour, undertake to carry him and bring him back. Provided this, that you, my lord of Arundel, will join with me.
Then, rogue, what wilt thou do? Is it not enough that we have taken him?
My lords, I will not overrule your honours, But if you dare trust Henry the prisoner, upon my oath I will return him back.
My Lord of Lancaster, what say you in this?
Why? I let him go in Pembroke's word.
And you, Lord Mortimer?
How say you, my Lord of Warwick?
Do your worst. I know how to approve.
Then give him me.
Sweet sovereign, yet I come to see thee ere I die.
Yet not perhaps if Warwick's wit and policy prevail.
My Lord of Pembroke, we deliver him you. Return him on your honour.
Come hither, James. I do entrust this garrison to thee. Be thou his keeper this night, and in the morning will discharge him thy charge. And you, my lord, shall come with me. My house is not far hence, a little out of the way, but our men shall go along. We that have pretty wenches to our wives, sir, must not come so near and bob their lips.
'Tis very kindly spoken, my Lord of Pembroke.
Come, my lord, we'll soon be at Cobham.
My Lord of Pembroke's men, strive you no longer. I will have that garrison.
Your lordship, that is honestly yourself, and wrong our lord, your honourable friend.
No, James. It is my country's cause I follow. Go, soldier, take the lead. Soldier, come away, we'll make quick work. Come! Let thy shadow parley with King Edward.
Treacherous Earl, shall I not see the king?
The king of heaven, perhaps. No other king. Oi!
Come, fellow, if Bruce is not destroyed, we will in haste to certify our lord.
I long to hear an answer from the barons, touching my friend, my dearest garrison. Oh, Spencer, not the riches of my realm can ransom him. He is marked to die. I know the malice of the younger Mortimer. Warwick, I know, is rough. And Lancaster, inexorable. And I shall never see my lovely fields, my garrison again.
Were I King Edward, England's sovereign, great Edward Longshanks issued, would I bear these barons thus forbid me in my land, in my own realm?
My lord, pardon my speech.
Strike off their heads and let them preach on poles. No doubt such lessons they shall teach the rest, as by their preachments they shall profit much and learn obedience to their lawful king.
Yea. Gentle Spencer, we have been too mild, too kind to them, but thou hast drawn our sword. And if they set me on my garrison, we'll steal it on their crest and pole their tops.
This haughty resolve becomes your majesty, not to be tied to their affections as though your highness were a schoolboy still and must be awed and governed as a child. Long live my sovereign, the noble Edward, in peace triumphant, fortunate in wars.
Welcome, old man. Comest thou to Edward's aid? Then tell thy prince of whence and what thou art.
Lo, with a band of bowmen and of pikes, brown bills and targeteers, 400 strong, sworn to defend King Edward's royal right. I come in person to your majesty. Spencer, the father of Hugh Spencer there. Bound to your highness everlasting, for favours done in him unto us all.
Thy father, Spencer.
True. And it like your grace, that pours in lieu of all your goodness show, his life, my lord, at your princely feet.
Welcome, 10,000 times, old man, again. Spencer, this love, this kindness to thy king, argues thy noble mind and disposition. Spencer, I here create thee Earl of Wiltshire, and daily will enrich thee with our favour.
My lord, here comes the queen.
Madam, what mean you?
News of dishonour, lord, and discontent. Our friend, Levoon, faithful and full of trust, informeth us by letters and by words, how Lord Valois, our brother, King of France, because your highness hath been slack in homage, hath seized Normandy into his hands. These be the letters, this the messenger.
Welcome, Levoon. Hush. See, if this be all, Valois and I will soon be friends again. But to my garrison, shall I never see, never behold thee now? Madam, in this matter we shall employ you and your little son. You shall go parley with the King of France. Boy, see you bear it bravely to the king, and do your message with a majesty.
Fear not, Lord and Father. The heaven's great beams are at your shoulder. Shall not lie more safe than shall your charge commit to my trust.
Madam, we will that you with speed be shipped, and this, our son. Levoon shall follow you with all the haste we can dispatch him hence. Choose of our lords to bear you company, and go in peace. Leave us in wars at home.
My lord, I take my leave to make my preparation for France.
Lord Maltons! Dost thou come alone?
Yea, my good lord, for Gaveston is dead.
Villains! Have they put my friend to death? Maltons, died he ere thou camest, or didst thou see my friend to take his death?
Neither, my lord. For as he was surprised, begirt with weapons and with enemies round, I did your highness's message unto them all, demanding him of them, entreating rather, and said, upon the honour of my name, that I would undertake to carry him unto your highness, and to bring him back.
Well, tell me, would the rebels deny me that?
Proud recruits.
Yes, Spencer, traitors all!
I found them at the first inexorable. The Earl of Warwick would not bide the hearing. Mortimer hardly. Pembroke and Lancaster spake least. And when they flatly had denied, refusing to receive me pledged for him, the Earl of Pembroke marvelled thus he spake. My lords, because our sovereign sends him, and promiseth he shall be safe returned, I will undertake this, to have him hence, and see him be delivered to your hand.
Well, and how fortunes he came not!
Some treason or some villainy was the cause. The Earl of Warwick seized him on his way. For being delivered unto Pembroke's men, their lord rode home, thinking his prisoner safe. But ere he came, Warwick in ambush him, and bare him to his death, and in a trench struck off his head, and marched to the camp.
A bloody part, flatly against the law of arms.
Or shall I speak? Or shall I sigh and die?
Refer your vengeance to the sword upon these barons. Advance your standard, Edward, in the field, and march to fire them from their starting points.
earth, the common mother of us all, by heaven and all the moving orbs thereof, by this right hand and by my father's sword, and all the honours longing to my crown, I will have heads and lives for him, as many as I have mans, castles, towns, and towers. Treacherous Warwick, traitorous Mortimer, you villains that have slain my garrison, and in this place of honour and of trust, Spencer, sweet Spencer, I do adopt thee here, and merely of our love we do create thee Earl of Gloucester and High Chamberlain, despite of times, despite of enemies.
My lord, here is a messenger from the barons, desires access unto your majesty.
Admit him near.
Long live King Edward, England's lawful lord.
So wish not they, I wish, that sent thee hither. Thou comest from Mortimer and his accomplices. A ranker rout of rebels never was I. Well, say thy message.
The barons up in arms by me salute, your highness, with long life and happiness, and bid me say as pleasure to your grace, that if, without effusion of blood, you will, with grief and ease and remedy, that from your princely person you remove this Spencer as a putrefying branch that dents the royal vine, whose golden leaves impale your princely head, your diadem, whose brightness such pernicious upstarts dim, say they, and lovingly advise your grace to cherish virtue and nobility, and have old servitors in high esteem, and shake off smooth, dissembling flatterers. This granted, they, their honours, and their lives are to your highness vowed and consecrated.
Traitors! Will they still display their pride?
Away! Tarry no answer, but be gone! Rebel till they appoint their sovereign his sports, his pleasures, and his company, yet ere thou go! See how I do divorce Spencer from me. Now, get thee to thy lords. Tell them I will come to chastise them for murdering Gadsden. Hang thee! Get thee gone! Edward with fire and sword follows at thy heels. St. George for England, and King